Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tribal Trades on the Daily Show today. We've got a ton of stuff to cover, but I want to give a big shout out to all of the new subscribers. We've not even been going a month and we've busted through the 2,000 subscriber mark. So thank you so much to Josh and all the Stocks with Josh community. I'm in there daily at the Discord. So if you haven't checked that out and want to join the Discord and want to join me in there with Josh and some of the other team, you can certainly do that. Go to stockswithjosh.com and you can join the Discord there, and I can put a link in the description as well for you. If you haven't done so already, smash the like, leave a comment or a question. I love the comments and the questions. I look back to get back to those as soon as I can. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to join our ever-growing community, please do so. Let's start off with Hamster Kombat, because I put a couple of videos out the last couple of days and people have been mining this token like crazy. And the Discord was lit up last night. The trading floor section of the Discord was lit up with the Hamster Kombat chat and banter. So that was a lot of fun. But there was a couple of, I did a video. It's the most recent video than this one there, the hamster guide, and I also did another video about it as well. So watch both of those. I will say there's a couple of questions. Firstly, the main questions that I'm getting is, why aren't my tokens in my TON wallet yet? Well, the answer to that is they won't be there until the airdrop. So keep mining them, and then when the airdrop date is listed and people know when that's going to be there, then you will want to keep an eye out to make sure that you get all your tokens in your TON wallet. And then the second question is how to cash them in. Well, it depends what region you're in, what exchange will be listing this token to be able to move this token to that exchange, or the possibility of selling the token within the TON wallet and then moving it to an exchange to cash in for USDT or USDC. Or Bitcoin or Ethereum or something, depending on what you wanted to sell it into, of course, okay? And then the third question is, will I even make any money of this? Look, if you've done a million NOT tokens, which was, the Hamster Kombat has followed the same kind of path, that you would have made about $25,000. My feeling is the supply, though, is going to, and the reason is the NOT coin supply wasn't what I would call enormous. Whereas I'm not sure what the supply is going to be like for Hamster Kombat. So we'll need to look at that when they decide to list it and launch it, what the supply is going to be. A million tokens could be worth $1,000, could be worth $100. We're not sure. Certainly, I'm willing to find out. I'm certainly not spending all day, every day farming my tokens and mining my tokens. There's certainly, I've got kids here and I've got, I'm track. But I showed 5 or 6 ways that you can actually mine these tokens. Only one of those ways is tapping. So whatever money I make from it, I'm just going to be happy with. And it's just a little bit of fun, but that's my take on it. All right, let's jump into the Bitcoin chart. So we've seen a little bit drop from Bitcoin. We lost the level that we've been talking about, this wedge here, this bullish wedge formation. We've dropped out. We did have a deviation out of the wedge, back into the wedge, back test, came down halfway, went back, rejected again, came down through here. We're initially supported by the 50-day moving average, lost that, retested that, got rejected, as I had mentioned in my last update with Bitcoin. And then we have an order block down here between 60 and 62,000 here. We have Fibonacci's sitting here at around 61.8 and 59. Certainly, if we were to lose this area here and come down to here, then I would look to see whether this pattern is now invalidated and give an update. Very much if this, then that trader. I'm not really going to go into it until something like that plays out. But for now, my best case scenario, I think, is probably come back into the range, retest the 50-day moving average, maybe bounce around here for a while, and then break out sometime. There has to be a decision made before the end of July, early August. Certainly, we could come down into this area here, deviate, and then come back in, hit here a little bit, hit our head, finally break through, or get rejected and go further down. Certainly, I will give you continual updates on this and where I see the direction heading. But right now, we're in the fair value gap, which I've talked about numerous times on this channel, about us going down and the strong possibility of retesting that. Now it's just a question, if we break through the fair value gap, There's some support there, obviously, and come down, and there's further support here. We'll keep an eye on that and kind of see how we go with that. But that's just a quick update on Bitcoin. I will say this, that the last halving, there was a correction that lasted about 120 days. So we're about 100 days now past this halving. So that's why I kind of look at that time frame, that wedge pattern, as being, we could certainly break out a bit sooner or break down. Of course, I think the likelihood is high that we break up. So we'll just see how that works out and see how that goes. Also, it's good to note that I have mentioned this before, but for any new viewers, the Bitcoin correction of the last cycle in 2020, the correction actually ended in June. So we started to take off in June, and we are June 4 years later. So there's also some time confluence and correlation there that may add up together. So, okay, I think one of the issues that I think that's facing this market at the moment, and I'm going to do more videos on this, but I feel like I talked about Trader A and Trader B. Trader A being like, oh yeah, I'm in Bitcoin, Solana, Render, Ondo, Toncoin. I'm having a great bull market. Trader B, I'm stuck in Cardano, VeChain, XRP, Matic, DOT. This has been a terrible bull run so far for me, and there's reasons for that. And in one of my videos just from a day or so ago, I measured coins against the Bitcoin pairing to show you how you can see which tokens you should have been in and which tokens you should have been out of. Because Bitcoin is only around 10 or 11% or so away from its all-time high. Whereas altcoins, the whole cumulative altcoin market, is 80% away from its cumulative total 3 all-time high. That's huge, and that just shows you that Bitcoin has outperformed most of the market. And the reason that most people are in altcoins is because they feel that altcoins will outperform Bitcoin, but it just hasn't been. And people have been stuck in the wrong altcoins, losing money as they continue to get devalued while other altcoin projects do well and Bitcoin does well. And now we have the Ethereum ETF, where I feel there's going to be some money flow into Ethereum. How much, we don't know. And when the talk of launching is around the 2nd of July. So it'll be interesting if it does launch around the 1st or 2nd of July, just before July 4th, or maybe they just push it a little bit after. So that's important to note. So one of the issues is that there are just too many coins on the market. There are 2.5 million coins on the market, and there's only 440,000 coins in the last. There's just an enormous amount of coins. And not only that, a lot of the new coins have been launched with really bad tokenomics. What does that mean? Is that, and this is what I want to teach you here today. When you look to buy a token, don't just look at price action. Now you have to look at the fully diluted valuation of a coin. Let's look at Zeta coin, for example, here. If we look at the Zeta chain, and in the Zeta chain, we have quite a woeful market cap, fully dilution. 13% of this token is on the market. Where's the rest of it? When is it going to be sold? This is why the price is dumping, because people don't like the tokenomics. They can see, they're aware of the token unlocks, and I'll look at that, and there's a link in the description here. But they've got a supply of was that 2.1 billion, and they only have 275 circulating, and there's more tokens to be dumped on the market in about 9 days' time. They just keep dumping tokens on the market, and as a result of that, the Zeta chain is absolutely been crashing. And this is a great project with great tech, but look at this. It's just been in this continual downtrend. If we look on the daily, you can kind of just zoom in a little bit. You can see this has just been going through a rough time. And so when looking for a new token, go to CoinGecko, look up the market cap, look at this number here. If this number is low, the highest this number can be is 1. That means all the coins are out there. Like Dogecoin, that's a 1. All of Dogecoin's supply is out there. You're not going to have VCs and co-founders and founders and team and devs and seed investors all just having their tokens unlocked and dumping on the market and taking profits. This is the problem that I have with coins like XRP, where only about half of its supply is in the market. Goodness me, this coin has been around for its third cycle, and we only have half of its supply on the market. Are you kidding me? And worse than that, they are releasing and dumping 1 billion tokens per month for the next about 4 years. Yet there are people continuing to shill this coin with this horrible tokenomics. It can only be surely that they're being paid to do it, or they're just trying to pump their own dead bags. I can't see any true, proper, honest analyst that is going to be saying, just look at this. Look at this. I'm getting fired up about this, but let's look at XRP against Bitcoin. Is it better to be an XRP? People, you go into altcoins because you think you'll make more money than Bitcoin. Look at this chart. It's horrible. Oh, I've got too much going on this chart. Let's actually go back to here, and we got too much. So let's go to the XRP chart against Bitcoin. Okay, and please, somebody help me understand. Let's go to the weekly, because this chart is so bad against Bitcoin. It's been better to be in Bitcoin. You would have made more money in Bitcoin than XRP since about January of 2018 was the time you should have exited and sold your XRP into Bitcoin. Since then, it has made lower highs and lower lows. This is in a bear market against Bitcoin. So I'm sorry, I cannot get on the train now. So in reality, would this be a good place to dump XRP? Probably not. You're probably better off just holding it for a little bit until it does a little bit better against Bitcoin. And then there's some resistance here and some resistance right here. This would be a better place to offload it if you're looking to offload it. But there's nothing wrong with offloading it down here either, as long as I was rolling it into another project and I could see that project was a good project and going to be an uptrend. So there are just too many coins in the market, and there's too much coins, the new coins. So you have all these coins that are in the market, but then the new coins, they're dumping more tokens. And so there's an oversaturation of tokens in the market, and there's not enough liquidity in the market. Retail hasn't really come to the party just yet. And so what we're seeing is people are just like, oh, I want to buy this token. How do I buy this token? Oh, I'm going to sell this dead performing token, my Matic, my Cardano. I'm going to dump it into this new shiny token over here, or dump it into a meme coin or something that's going to perform all of it. People are holding Cardano, and you've seen WIF do like thousands of percents, or Pepe or Bonk or Brett that have just gone crazy. Floki hit up its all-time high already in this market. If you'd been in Floki, you would have done better than some of these tokens. So that is why comparing them against the Bitcoin pairing can be a great way. So when I'm looking at coins right now, I want to look at it against the Bitcoin pairing. I want to look at it against the USDT pairing and do analysis, but I also want to look at its fully diluted valuation, and I want to look at the token unlocks as well. I want to see how much of that token is being released into the market and when. And look, if there is a token that has, like, say it has 20% of its supply circulating and 80% of it's locked, but if it's not going to be unlocked for 4 years, well, that's not as big a concern of tokens that are currently, the emission is totally their emissions all the time or constantly. There are token unlocks and flooding into the market, okay? And so if we look at all that, we just see there is inflation in this crypto market. I think severe dilution. If you had endless money printing, oh wait, we just had that. You have massive inflation. You don't get as much bang for your buck when you go out there anymore. You come away with $100 worth of groceries and you don't get as much groceries anymore. Well, it's the same when you're going in the crypto market. You're like, I'm not getting the returns that I think I should be getting. I'm buying these tokens and they're devaluing in price because all these unlocks are coming into the market. And like I said, XRP is not even a new token, and they're flooding the market with tokens. Link, they only have 60% of their supply, and the 40% of their supply is locked. At least with XRP, we know that there are 1 billion tokens a month being released for the next 4 years. But with Link Chain, they can dump that 40% anytime they choose. There is no set schedule for that. I'm not saying that Link's not a great project. I'm just saying that I don't personally like the tokenomics, or that there's not transparency around the tokenomics. And certainly tokenomics is not the only factor that I look at. As you look at the charts, you look at against the Bitcoin pairing, you look at at lots of different things, but tokenomics should be something that you look in. I always look at community, utility, and tokenomics. I teach this in my life-changing gains series. If you haven't watched that, it's free. It's on this YouTube channel. Life-changing gains lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 lessons there. I've got my money printing method, which is how to make $300 a day, $10,000 a month, $100,000 a year, trading using my trade money printing method strategy. I've got tons of other content on there. Check that all out when you have the time to do so. Okay, so I want to wrap this up here.